Okay, you guys, this is our little next YouTube video. I apologize about the background. The first thing is first, wishing everyone a very happy Labor Day weekend 2018. This is what I was doing yesterday. I was putting posts in the ground. They're 8-footers and it should be 6 foot tall. I just want to measure one real quick, give you an idea. Okay, that one is 73 inches, so that is 1 inch above what it should be, so that hole could have been deeper. I think I did them all about 23 inches. I had that last inch was a real problem. I'm going to move the camera and bring you closer to one post and explain how I got them all in. I used the post hole digger, I used a shovel, I had a cement rectangle container where I could mix my cement. It was pretty big, I don't know, 3 by 4 something, 2.5 by 2 by 4 feet, something like that. Big bucket, square bucket. You can mix your cement. I got 60-pound bags of cement, and that was enough. I didn't have to get 80-pound bags of cement. And I'll explain why in a minute when I get closer to a post. Show you a base and how I got it in there and what happened, stuff like that. Okay, so let's pause the video while I move the camera. Okay, I try to do a quick pan. That's the corner post. I guess you can see it on the left side of the video. I had to do 3 posts along that side, and I had to do 3 posts here today, and then the one next to the shed was already there. I put that in a while ago. I also had to get a mark out here in Virginia because they don't allow you to dig. I guess most places you have to get a mark out. They will not allow you to dig where the town or someone comes in and they mark the utilities. Could be communications, water lines, gas lines, electrical lines, sewer lines, water supply lines, stuff like that. Okay, and they all usually mark in different colors here in Virginia. White is for excavation, so you might see some white stuff on the ground in the grass, but I was making my marks for the town so they knew I was going to dig. And then the orange is communications, yellow is gas, usually purple I believe is sewer, blue is water, and red is electrical, if those colors are correct here in Virginia anyway. Alright, now let's get closer to a base. I'm going to move the camera again. Okay, I definitely had difficulty getting these in. The first one took a really long time. That was next to a high voltage line, and I had to hand dig all of these. If you're asking me my personal opinion, get help and get a auger. Over here they told me when I called in the mark out that I couldn't get 2 feet with any kind of power tools next to any marking, and some of my markings are that close, so I would not even be allowed here to dig certain posts with I also ran into what looked like an old communications line because it was only a few inches below grade. It wasn't even like 12 inches below grade. And their marking for communications is way off. So I'm thinking I ran into an old communications line that's probably not even being used anymore. I'm very happy I didn't run into electrical. I didn't have any other issues with markings or anything like that. There was one stone. It was a small enough rock about the size of my hand, so it came out fine. When I got the post, I know I wanted to go 2 feet down because of the freeze line here up north in Jersey would be 3 feet. Over here 2 feet I believe is satisfactory. We also get a lot of high winds here from time to time, so I want these things down. And again, a 60-pound bag of cement. Here you can see where I was getting a little bit better. Cement is ready. That was yesterday. Put that thing in there. I would first start out with the shovel. A little wide, I'm going to say about a foot square, kind of rounded off a little bit, and as I got deeper the channel progressed to be more concave and more smaller, so I could just barely get the post in. By the time I got to about 20 inches it got pretty hard. I had to use this small little shovel which is made for metal detecting, and I had to give that up because they just don't allow you to do it here. You got to get permission for private property. There's a lot of places where there's a lot of really good stuff, and that's exactly where they don't allow you to go. Right, so but I did keep the shovel. I never sold the shovel, and it worked and saved me. Without this shovel, I would not finish today. So I recommend a friend and a hog, whatever they call that saw, auger that digs has a special bit on it. It needs 2 people, and it'll dig the holes for you real fast. You won't spend the hours I spent yesterday, 5 hours yesterday, and hour and a half today digging 2 more posts. That was 6.5 hours for 6 posts. That was not a joke. My hands were shaking yesterday. That's how hard I was pushing myself to get all this work done. I want to get it done. These are 4x4 treated. They look very well treated. They look like 20-year posts. They do not look like cheap 10-year posts. They do not look like cheap treatment. I'm not sure if it's arsenic on here or what it is. I don't think you have any issues with bugs or nothing like that. Termites, nothing like that. The 60-pound bag came to the surface because the hole here is pretty small. It's not actually very big. So that's good. 60-pound bag was enough. I did not need an 80-pound bag of concrete. I use high-strength concrete. And you notice the fence is not up yet because I want these to cure a little bit. I did test with a little level to make sure it was square. But I noticed on one line over here, these 3 over here, that they didn't exactly line up. So I had to push one so it wasn't exactly square. I'm not saying they're exactly straight, so that could be a different issue. The other thing I ran into over here, there's a lot of clay here. Man, that stuff is hard, sticky, hard to dig out. Was not easy. It took me a long time. That also slowed me down. What else? After I got the post in, it was easy enough to put a little cement on both sides and straighten the pole out, put a little more cement, twist it wherever I wanted it. Once I feel comfortable with it, I'll fill up the rest of the cement in there and then put a little dirt if it fit in there. And that was about it. My measurements are for 8-foot sections and a 4-foot door on the corner over there. Or I might even put a larger door in the middle. I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure yet. Doesn't exactly have to be 4 feet. The sections of fence, I believe they come 8 feet, so I can cut it down to whatever size I want. I'm confident in my build here. The material I chose, the cement, how deep I went. So I know this fence is going to last for a long time. I get some information relevant for you guys to help you out. Not a project for one guy to take on his own. I did it. Wasn't the smartest thing to do, but I had a feeling I could get it done. I did get it done. Again, I hope you guys enjoy your holiday, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.